important thing when you have a new baby is obviously keeping them safe. So we are going to jump right into talking about how to set up a SIDS safe sleep environment. I'm going to give you 8 tips to create your sleep environment that is going to help your baby stay safe and well rested. Tip number 1 is to remove all distractions. Your mobiles that hang over the crib are beautiful, but they are better used over the changing table where your child can have something to look at while you're changing their diaper. Another big no-no that I see in babies' cribs are those little fish tanks that light up or any kind of toys that you think are gonna entertain your child while they're awake in their crib. But in all reality, all you want your kid to do in their crib is sleep, so just remove those distractions because they are too stimulating. Tip number 2 is to keep it quiet. So music is great for the bedtime routine, but when your baby is in the crib and you expect them to be sleeping, there needs to be no noise or white noise. You want to test the decibels of your white noise and make sure that it's somewhere between 50 and 70 decibels when your baby is sleeping. You can easily download a free app on your phone and just test the decibels. Make sure that you put your phone right where your baby's head is while they're sleeping so that you're really getting an accurate decibel reading. The decibels should be about the sound of a running shower. So think about how loud it is in your womb when your baby is, when you're pregnant. So it's loud, it's dark, and it is nice and cozy in there. So think about when it's loud in the womb, you want to replicate that, but not too loud because we don't want to damage their ears. Speaking of being dark in the womb, tip number 3 is to keep it pitch black. Your baby is not scared of the dark, I promise. Since your baby has no sense of imagination, they have no fears. So we want to keep it pitch black in their room so that when it is dark, their body is triggered to produce melatonin, the sleepy hormone that is going to help your baby around 2 months old. Because remember that first month, and we'll get into it, they're going to have their days and their nights mixed up and they're not going to have a circadian rhythm. But having a dark pitch black environment is going to help your baby get into the routine of day versus night and sleep versus awake. Tip number 4 is to have a good temperature in your child's bedroom. You don't want it too hot and you definitely don't want it too cold. Anywhere between 68 and 72 degrees is great. If you think that your baby is hot or cold, you can always feel the back of their neck or on their back. And if they feel cold or sweaty, adjust their clothing before you go adjust the temperature. As a rule of thumb, most babies are comfortable in 1 layer more than what adults are wearing. So if you're just wearing a shirt and pants, you probably want to put your baby in a onesie and nice thick pajamas. Tip number 5 is to keep the crib empty. No loose sheets, no loose blankets, no bumpers, no loveys, nothing in the crib for this first full year. Tip number 6 is to keep any hazardous objects out of reach of the crib. So yes, when your baby is teeny tiny, not moving around very much or really at all, you want to still make sure that you have hazardous items out of reach. Because when they do get bigger, you're not even going to realize that your child can reach out of the crib to grab something. So everything from outlet covers, blind cords, anything that may be on a nightstand that they can reach out and bring into their crib. I have seen it happen where babies are bringing books into their crib and accidentally hit themselves in the head. So just make sure that anything within reach is out of there. Tip number 7 is also to secure furniture to the walls. The last thing we want is for your baby/toddler when they get older to start climbing and having a tragic accident. So just make sure that everything is secure and fastened to the walls so that you don't have any undesirable situations. Tip number 8 is to keep your baby in their own space. I am a huge advocate for safe sleep, obviously, so I am going to encourage you to have an independent space for your child to sleep. So this is going to include having your baby sleep alone, on their back, and in the crib with a fitted bed sheet, so no loose sheets. These are known as the ABCs of sleep, so alone, on their back, and in the crib. Let's jump on to the next section where we're going to talk about your nursery must-have items.